that we have today. Coach, this is also going to be broadcasted live on our official page of A Nigeria Talks Newsroom. So most of our readers are also watching from Facebook.
Where will I find that?
We are going to live. We're going to just live.
Yeah, we're going to just live this Zoom.
Can I watch it?
presentation.
We send it to your messenger anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Matanawan ko ba?
Alright.
Okay.
I was just talking to Diwali and we heard him earlier, so we were speaking our dialect. It's so good to hear the local. And when we talk, very, very sweet.
Yes.
Mary Ann is traveling, huh? You know, Mary Ann, our dialect. It's my dialect. For all the dialects in the Philippines, we are the most tender and the sweetest dialect. In fact, the place where we come from, it is called the City of Smiles.
Yes.
Yeah. Even when they're fighting, even when people fight there, they're still sweet to each other.
Yeah.
They're fighting, yeah? They're fighting already. Imagine if they love each other. I see Rahima. Adulterated sometimes of alliance, advisor, minded, and the crossover, something like that. It's so fun.
Hey, Coach, for your information, nagbago ko. I-updated it.
How?
Speakable. Speakable.
Oh,
We need version 2.0.
but I love the diagram. We were talking about the Philippines Kano. We talked about, I remember eating there, Kano fried chicken.
Kano fried chicken.
So many pepe.
Yeah.
So much pepe.
So much.
Yeah.
Sweet though.
It's there in the messenger,
Kusama.
Coach. I already sent
Yeah, that's Kusama.
Here, I already sent to your messenger.
Yeah, we already sent your message
Let me
before.
check. Wow. There you go.
I don't know if you are...
Cannot, because I'm not a member. It's alright, it's fine. It's alright. I will join next time so I can watch.
Yeah, I will search it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, are we going to start right away, or the two of you will speak first? And I will speak first.
Please be careful with mouth.
Wow! Wow, very nice.
That's the thing with
Dai, may part to Dai ha, ang pagkasidag ka mo ha.
Sure.
Kay Sunday, manaway, ubra.
If the coach will send us,
Oo.
we will be there.
uh, Throw in your questions and then we'll be able to answer it. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that Dr. Adinuga here or
The
Madam
wife.
Mojisona? The wife?
What just look at that?
Barrister Mama Moji.
Mama Moji. Hi, Mama Moji. The other day I was chatting with Dr. Adinuga. We were chatting. Because I
Wow.
was I was showing him Mercedes Benz in the marketplace in
Oh.
Facebook. When I was in Ibadan, the two of us talk about cars, huh? And
Wow.
I love his car. That's a classic Mercedes Benz.
Wow, wow. Well,
Right.
All right.
yes.
So
Anyway,
do we begin?
Yes,
yes,
coach.
you may
Yes,
do so.
indeed.
The floor is
Okay,
yours.
going coach.
We have 220 people. Huh? Zoom.
Yes.
It's
I
22,000.
hope in the Facebook Live there's
Yeah.
2,000 more.
Because most of the people here are doing offline Mars, coach.
Yeah, they've already, some of them already resumed to
Offline.
offline.
Oh, it's okay. It's their loss. They will not see how handsome we are in Zoom,
Yes.
huh?
Too bad for them. Too bad for
Look,
them,
look at
really.
my hair, Mama Grace. Because of the pandemic, my hair became very long. There you are, like Solomon. Very, very long already.
Curly, curly at the back.
Yeah. So, can I share? Can I use the shoes?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
coach.
yes, you may do so, coach.
This is something I want to share with you. It's how how to lead in times of challenges, difficult times. How our consumerism in global leaders raise the flag and raise the standard. You know, today I had a long chat with people from Burundi. You know, Burundi is an East African country beside Rwanda, and we have over 5,000 members there. So they are clamoring for products, all the stuff. And I have to explain to them because some of them are angry already. I said, don't think that way. I understand and spoke to them and how to handle situations like this. And thank God they're okay. They're okay. And the Mozambique team also. Do you know in Mozambique? Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa. Mozambique, we have no office there. But we have over 1,000 distributors. We have one there innocent to this boy just became GE 3 days ago. 2 days ago. Mama Grace even that boy is an IT professional. He's very good. Very good. Can you imagine he has over 650 downlines? But because of the challenges, all these difficult challenges, only 120 are active. So I have to motivate them, talk to them. And what I love them is when you do training, and there is a translator because their language is in Portuguese. You know, Portuguese is we can get to understand a bit because it sounds like Spanish, Espanol. So I'm enjoying it. I love the training every time. We begin at 10 in the evening, we begin at opening here. But after every training, I feel energized, I feel good, helping a nation without an office. And soon, they will have one like that. The same goes for Zambia, South Africa. I just love those countries without Burundi. The other day I was in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We were in Kinshasa. English on somebody's translating in French by PM and then the French would come in and reply, oh, I love it, very nice. Soon we will go to China and Japan, Korea. Oh, very, very nice. Okay. And this is what I believe in. I believe God has called me
probably always have a soft spot in my heart, because Africa is a continent I've been studying ever since I was a student, and I only see Africa from my books before, no internet yet. So when I was assigned to go to Africa, man, my spirit is jumping. And now when I look back, I cannot imagine I've been there 5 times. No? Maybe if not for the pandemic, we've been there already. No? If not for the pandemic, April, I could have gone there April and then come back November. All right. But the Lord has other plans, and the Lord's plans, they're always better. So I am thankful to God. In Nigeria, you're back to normal, and may God protect you there and continue to prosper the works of your hands. But in some other countries, it's not the same. Even in the Philippines, I was just watching a video about the blessings of online marketing to one team. There's this team from by John Kahukom. He is in his 150th day of daily business presentation using Zoom. This man is my age. He's been with Alliance for 14 years, doesn't know online marketing. He knows offline for 14 years. Suddenly, the pandemic happened. So the wife and Jong, they don't know what to do. Thank God, 3 of their kids, they know Zoom. So the kid said, Papa, Mama, we'll teach you how. So from that day, when they learned after a week, they went online, very simple presentation, very short. He does the presentation in the Philippines first. So I think yesterday was the 150th day. You know how many income or global packs they're selling? Let me start with their minimum attendees. Minimum guests, 50. Minimum. Maximum over 100 guests per presentation. And imagine this, when they started, he had only 26 people, 26 leaders who know Zoom. So they all came, 26 of them, only 6 guests came on the first OPP. Only 6. Today, minimum 50, maximum 100 plus in 150 consecutive days. They learn along the way. That's what we want you to do. There's no box assignments. There's no box lectures. There's no box thing for what's happening now in the world. This pandemic is unprecedented. It means there are 101 ways to approach this and be productive. Okay, so it's only not only online. There'll be many ways. I still don't know what, but for now it's online. All right. What's my point? My point is there'll always be difficulties along the way. Okay, like the product delays. When the products are delayed, I don't know in Nigeria, in the East Africa, we're delayed already. Why? It's not Alliance problem. The problem is the transportation. Uganda airport is closed. No flights. Our products have been in Hong Kong for the longest time. I think even before pandemic or the lockdown happened. It's already there. The Connie wanted it to be shipped by plane. Okay? But, pandemic. Okay? Borders are closed. So what do we do? Okay? The Mozambique people, they'll find a way. No bus. So they had it flown. About 100 global packs to be flown from Uganda to Mozambique. The other day, they sent me a message, Coach, our cargo is missing. Oh, no. It's missing. So I told them, go to the airline. They have to pay that. They have insurance. So they said, sorry, the insurance is very small. I am responsible for that cargo, for my downlines. What do I do, Coach? I said, let's pray. So we just prayed. The next day, the airline called him up. They located the products. Then it was distributed to them last Saturday. So what's my point? If there's a will, there's a way. Just do the product and do the business. Don't mind the products temporarily. Work on it. Later, we'll go through that as we discuss the lesson I want to share. Okay? So let me do share screen. This one, share. There. Okay? Easy leaders must-haves in time of crisis. Oops, there you go. Slideshow. There. Okay. You see, the photo I use is about a famine. Okay, when there's a huge famine, that's what happens. Now in Kenya, I was just told there's a mild famine a few months ago, plus the locust. The locust attacked them. Then the pandemic. Wow. And then crowd one. you know, you know why there's crowd one? And there's I saw another one, Praetorian cryptocurrency. A Filipino is the one who founded that. It's going around Africa. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Look at the snap. Look at the photographs. That's the reason why. There is a natural calamity. There are challenges in MLM business. Nothing wrong with Alliance. The company is strong by God's grace. We are able to sustain the distributors with their commissions from day one of the pandemic until now. But the issues are products, that's a given. A lot of businesses have closed shop. A lot of MLMs, they give promissory notes now. We will give your commission next month, next 2 months, but not Alliance, all right? So be thankful for that. But you and I must have these qualities in times of crisis. Why? Because a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, shows the way, and supports all the way. This highway, this is not in Africa. This highway is in Arizona, going to Mexico. And my friend told me, John, to be able to pass in that highway during summer, you have to make sure you have a companion. 2, you have a lot of water. 3, your AC is good in the car. And 4, your car won't stop. I said, why? Because we call that the devil's highway. When it's summer, it's too hot. And if you drive there and your engine crank up, you can die. You can die. So when you go there, make sure you're a team. Secondly, your car is good. 3, you have enough supplies. And 4, you support all the way to finish the road. Okay? Same thing with our business. In Alliance, you have to be in the right team to travel in this business. You cannot do it alone. Why? Because the journey to some might be so long, some might be too fast. But today, there's two leaders of Joseph Lim, whom I've known 10 years back, because they're young people. And they joined Alliance 10 years ago, and they're quiet people. Okay? Today, both of them showed up with 1 million peso check today. Wow, so I congratulated them. Then they go, Coach, thank you. I remember 10 years ago, we did not know if we will succeed. Now, 1 million. That's very, very challenging and interesting. Why? They did not earn it in 1 year. No. Not in 5. No. But I don't mind if I wait 10 years. I don't mind traveling 10 years as long as I make 1 million a month soon. All right? That's the forecast. And we do not show this to you and say, you will make that, you will make that. And then you ask, did anyone make it? Oh, none yet. No. We have so many examples of people already. Today is Wednesday. It's check day in the head office. Okay? So a lot of people are there in the head office to claim their checks, to show their clients. This another guy, Jason, and partner Shai. Imagine their income 1 month, 1.4 million pesos for Shai. For Jason, higher. And then he showed his team on video. He interviewed one by one. How much is your check, young man? 50,000. What was your job before? I'm a fast food crew. How about you? I'm a beautician. I'm a hairstylist. I made 70,000. How about you? I'm a factory worker. No, I have 200,000. When I hear those, I'm not hyped with income already. I've been quite some time with Alliance. I'm not surprised when they make that. I'm surprised with their stories, how they they managed to go through difficulties in their many years with Alliance. Why? Because the leader's behavior is the compass of success. You know, if you're in the forest or in the mountains, even in the desert, a compass is your best friend. Night and day, a compass. In Boy Scout, we were taught how to use the compass. Huh? You know, your life here as leaders, you are the compass of success. Your downlines look at you and they follow you. That's why if you quit, there's a domino effect. Why? Because nobody quits alone. None. If somebody quits, somebody else will quit as well. So you are the compass to tell people how Alliance will bring them through the pandemic and beyond the pandemic. And then next year will be a different story altogether. You know what I say to people? I just base it on what I read from Bill Gates. Bill Gates said, I'm sure everybody's waiting for the vaccine, so we go back to normalcy. But the vaccine, he says, will take at least 1 year to be available in the market. So all businessmen, especially the small businessmen, small and medium business enterprise, he said, prepare your stocks, prepare your system for the next 12 months. Prepare. Never think that, oh, in the next 6 months we'll go back like Legos. No, no. In the Philippines, I tell people here, August to 2020 to August 2021, the same system. Now improve on that. Why? Because you cannot wait only. Do you know a lot of distributors are still waiting? They're not moving, they're just waiting. So their income went down. But instead of working while waiting, they just waited. Until now, they're waiting. So they cannot move on. But the beauty of what we'll talk about today is to tell you and me, 12 months is conservative. That's why in Mozambique, this is what I'm telling them, Grace. Let's work on the 12 months. After the 12 months, Innocent, you will have 1,000 downlines who are all active. Do you want to do that? I'm so excited. So 12 months, then we'll break it down to weeks and then days and hours. So I'm checking on them. That's very, very interesting. Okay. Upline, whatever they call you, business leader, leader, coach. In times of crisis, distributors, associates, business partners, they need us. For what? For the motivation that we can give. The leader who makes a decision and adopts a solution effective to the situation. This film, Coach Carter, I want you to watch this in Netflix. Very nice. Coach Carter is a basketball coach, and he went back to his hometown where he played basketball also. Not only to coach the basketball team, he said, I want to make these boys to become men. Wow. You know, in Alliance, that's what we do. We don't just make money. We want to build a community. We want to build a strong team. We want to have people who have word of honor. Can you imagine, Mama Grace, these Ugandans? I cannot believe some people I know, they jump to crowd one, and I'm laughing with their excuses. Can you imagine that? No? One guy tells me, Coach, I move. Why? It's better without product as long as I make money. Come on, come on. I laughed at him. Come on. I said, well, I cannot say God bless you. I cannot, because I already see a red flag being waved. That's danger side. That's Ponzi scheme. That's a scam company. We've seen that many times over in the Philippines for the past 14 years. I'm not surprised you're moving. I'm not. Why? You have 1,001 reasons why you will join that. Even if you know there's a red flag. Okay? So I told him, there's only one thing I can share with you. He said, what? Can I ask you to reconsider? He said, no. Okay, I will not. Another one. What? You cannot come back to Alliance. That's one thing for sure. You go, good riddance. I cannot even say God bless you. I cannot. Because I cannot support a company like that. Okay? If you move to Forever Living, I might say, okay. You move to GNLD, I say, go. Huh? But to move to a scam because of the pandemic, because, even a Filipino even had the gall to have a video. You know what he said in Tagalog, in my language? He said, I don't know with you. When there was a product, I was selling products. You said you don't like to join because there's products. It's difficult to sell. Now I'm in a company that there's no products. You still don't want to join because there's no product. What do I do with you? That guy is a comedian. He's not a businessman. He's a comedian. He should have a show, and a lot of people will laugh at his jokes. It's a joke. People don't see that because they are after the quick money. And that's what we are preaching against. The get rich quick scheme. Okay? And sadly, the proponents of these companies know that their marketing plan is not mathematically probable. It cannot work. All right? So at the end of that 1 year or 6 months, they will have to change it. That's why now they removed out the gambling. Did you know that? I'm updating. They now say all the MLM companies, they can carry the products and you make money. Now, what is that telling you, Mama Grace? They have no control of the products. How can you sell a product if you have no control of it? That's dangerous. All right? So, for a company without a product, it cannot fly. It's illegal. Now, if you still insist, I told him, if you insist, what I call illegal, you call legal, then let's part ways. All right? Let's part ways. Because we cannot work under that scheme. As a coach, I have to make a decision, no, and adapt a solution effective to the situation now. I cannot babysit these people. If they decide to leave, go. Even if 5 people will stay in one country, Alliance knows the details of growing a team. We will recover. Yes, yes. So I'm telling the leaders, sir, don't feel bad. This is a test to you and a test to the company. But we have seen this in the Philippines many times over. Okay? This is why the empowered consumerism leader must have the following. What are these? This is very fast, by the way. If you have questions, please write it on the chat board. Then Jobs and Keith will take it and ask me later. Then we'll try to answer it. If not, they will answer it all together. To the people in the Facebook page, to the Facebook Live, please PM. Send a personal message if you have a question to Coach Jobs and Coach Keith. So number 1, excuse me. Number 1, the first quality that you and I must have in this COVID-19 crowd 1 pandemic. I call crowd 1 COVID. It's a virus. The leader must have emotional intelligence.
Actually, Coach, sorry to interrupt. They call it fraud 1.
Fraud 1.
Fraud 1.
Mama Grace told me that.
I like that. I like that.
Fraud 1.
Fraud 1. Oh, I can use that too. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Mama Grace told us, let's should avoid the crowd. Social distancing.
Yeah, but the social
Oh,
distancing,
beautiful.
the crowd.
Very good marketing slogan, huh?
Avoid the crowds, must have social distancing.
Avoid the crowd.
Avoid crowd.
Okay.
Keep off the crowd.
Keep off the crowd. Oh, good. So my friends and leaders, in this fraud 1 season, you must have emotional intelligence. What's emotional intelligence? This is what I did today to the people of Burundi. Why? They're so tense already. So when I entered in the chat group, spoke to them lovingly, calm them down. At the end of the meeting, they're saying, I love you, coach. We love you, coach. Thank God. But 1 hour ago, they talk in capital letters already. Where are our products? They're angry already. But you have to use your emotional intelligence, the ability to monitor one's own and other people's emotions. Okay? You know, people, when they have a challenge, they only do two things. They fight, they solve the problem, or they fly. Okay? Fight or flight. As a leader, you have to fight. What's a situation? Oh, product problem because of pandemic. What's a situation? They cannot go out, having difficulty with online. What's a situation? Fraud one is entering in. All right. So you have identified those three. Very good. Now, before you answer that, go into the heart of your people. How do they feel? Ask them. Ask them. Have a chat with them or meet them for coffee and say, how do you feel about what's happening now? Listen to what they have to say. You don't need to answer. You don't need to give solution. Just listen. But before you go there, ask yourself first, what do I feel? Am I afraid? Am I worried? Am I concerned because one of my members left? You do not ignore that. We have to be honest in addressing it, facing it squarely. As they say, hold the bull by its horns. Don't go around. We're not just hitting crowd one. No, no, no. We're hitting the scam in crowd one. Not the people there. It's the scam. Okay? We don't want the end result that people will be holding an empty bag. We don't like that. Okay? And we have to protect our names, our family, our country. Did you know, Mama Grace, in Philippines, about 3 years in operation, a man called himself a pastor. Never studied the Bible, never went to a Bible college. He's a self-proclaimed, I'm a pastor now. And you know what he did? He asked people, oh, don't copy this, I'm just telling this to you. He asked people to attend these gatherings, and he said, if you donate 10,000 pesos for the next months, I'm going to give you 3,000. 3,000. Huh? Give me your donation. Say it's a donation. I did not ask it from you. You donated it to me. And I'm going to give you blessing instead. So if you recruit one to your left, one to your right, I give you commission. So they give. Okay? So you get another commission. They get commission. He made it at network marketing. So people now gives 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. And when the government saw it, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. But they make it appear like a church. Oh man, sa Tagalog, buhay pa sinusunog na kaluluwa sa impyerno. You know, that's what we say in Tagalog. They're still alive, but their souls are being burned in hell already. Imagine that. And the pastor, when the president closed it, that pastor ran away with stash of billions of money. And he was able to hide in an island because of his money. Finally, when they were cornered, he had a chopper, he had fleet of cars, but he ended up hiding in that island. But they even fought. They had firearms. He was able to hire and pay mercenaries. What kind of pastor will do that? All right, now he's in jail. Thank God. All right? So what's my point? You have to talk to your people. What do you feel about it? Huh? There was a time we thought, Doc Ed also, what is this? Why is this happening? Because last year, middle of last year, about 4 or 5 new companies opened in Metro Manila simultaneously. Last year. And we discussed it among ourselves because they copied our marketing plan. Their products are from China, very cheap. They're not about the products, it's about the marketing plan. And we found out those 4 companies, only one owner. He's playing. Only one owner, a scammer guy. Opened and closed companies for several years. And he was in jail for 6 months. When he came out, he got this idea. He financed 4 different names. Imagine that. If our match sales bonus is 100 Ugandan shilling, they pay 500,000 Ugandan shilling. Very high binary. True to form. Doc Ed said it will close in 6 months. In 6 months, shut up. Gone. All right? The board of directors of those companies went to jail. But the guy who financed it went scot-free. He's laughing himself to the bank. All right? There are people like that. So the people here, it's very easy to spot if these people have a track record of conning people. Internet. The Swedish owner, had been accused of fraud also in the past. So it's not clean. Check Doc Ed, check Sir Francis, Sir John. It's clean. True-blooded network marketing people, legend in their time, until now. So when you talk to your people, that's what you say. How do you feel? Where do you think this will lead? All right? Us, the team, the company, and everything. Why? Why is it important to us how they feel? Because it helps us manage our panic and reactions. Earlier in Burundi, I noticed there's spirit of panic already. When I was chatting, following the chat group, there's fear already. Second, it helps us understand others and help them calm their panic. That's what I did, exactly. And the beauty of listening to people and allowing them to finish is you get the whole spectrum. Your point, her point, his point, and then you come up with a solution. You know, in parenting, I have 4 kids and 2 grandchildren, actually 3. You know, my 4 children grew up, and I could still remember the first day they walk. 1-year-old, 10 months, 11 months. The first time they walk. When they're walking, we're so excited. And the first time they fell. When they tripped and they fell, you know what happens? The parents shout louder than the baby. So what happens? The baby cries. Is it because it's painful? No. The baby cried because he got scared because the mama shouted so loud. You know, in the airplane, when there's the turbulence, and suddenly the airplane swung to the right or to the left, and everybody shouting and praying and crying, what's gonna comfort you? The voice of the captain. I don't know if that's part of their requirement. The voice of the captain is always big. Suddenly you hear, "Excuse me, everyone, this is your captain speaking." Something like that. What's happening now is a simple turbulence. We will get off this. Please be seated. Fasten your seatbelt. This is easy. I've done this many times. I love to hear that comforting words. And the people will say, thank God, the words of the captain. And the captain goes, all right, if you're all seated, please repeat after me. Our Father, who art in heaven. The plane is crashing. No, I'm just joking. What I'm saying is, whenever you hear directions, you are calm. You become calm and you don't panic. In life, when you panic, you lose. Okay? So that's the importance of emotional intelligence. This guy is Alan Mulally. Who is he? Former Ford CEO. And his story is in that book, American Icon. I love his story because Alan Mulally was CEO of Ford when there was an American economic downturn. All the major vehicle manufacturing plant in America declared bankruptcy already. They were just waiting for Ford to announce that we will avail of the government help or bankrupt, but they did not. They finished the economic downturn. They finished the year. And when they reported, they even made profits. You know, they ask, what's the secret? You know what Alan Mulally said? I brought the problem to my people. I asked them how they feel. It's a long meeting, series of meetings with all my people. I did not just declare. I said, let me go down to them first and then go back to you. That's what they did. There's another one. This was the time, also early 2000, when Samsung in South Korea experienced the Asian crisis. I think 1997, I'm sorry. It's the Asian crisis. Samsung was tempted to remove a lot of employees, to downsize. But the president is well loved by the people. So he called for a big meeting to announce that he wants to do this. You know what the people said? Mr. Samsung, we love you and you love us. Please, we will work and we want you to cut our salary by 50%. The people allowed to go to work with 50% cut from their salary. And then the managerial position, supervisor, the ones making big income, they donated their cars. They sold their house, gave the money to Samsung. Samsung was able to recover among all companies in Southeast Asia. What's the point? The leader who has very high emotional intelligence. Being intelligent here is good, but being intelligent here is better because you are able to work with a lot of people intelligently. All right? Number 2, the leader must have accountability. Accountability is very important in times of difficulty and crisis. Your people must know where you are. Your people must know and hear about you. They must know what's the plan. Okay? You must shake their hands. You must put your arm around them. It's okay. Accountability. Okay? Duty. You know, you own the company, your business. If a leader takes accountability for his network, he wants to own it. He tells his people, I am the owner. You're the CEO. The obligation of a leader to account for his activities, accept responsibility for them, to disclose the results in a transparent manner. For example, you're an upline. Suddenly something happened to your team. Your income went down. Will you be afraid to admit that to your people? None at all. You can admit that humbly and say, I know where the problem came from. I'm going to work on it. Are you going to join me to work on it? That's accountability. We don't only be accountable in your success. You also be accountable when there's challenges. That's why when you go down to people, you don't say you're hopeless. No, you're saying firmly, we are in a crisis. I don't have ANSI. Here you see the young Bill Gates in short pants. There's Warren Buffett, still young. 20 years later, here they are. More zeros in their income. They're billionaires. 20, 30 years later, they're still together. Bill Gates giving an accountability time to his mentor. The mentor telling the young man what's happening with him. Do you know what happened to Warren Buffett, my friends? Since March, he was losing in billions. Losing money. Because his investments, the Berkshire, they are heavily investing, or they have invested heavily on airlines. I think 7 airlines globally. So when the lockdown happened, airplanes and airports are shut down. So each day that passes that there's no flight, his investments go down. But is he quitting? No. He said, this will pass. So he meets with his co-leaders, gives an accounting. This will pass. There is a solution to this. Look at Eric Yuan, becoming a B. The leader must have skills in strategic planning. What is strategic planning? Strategic planning is like this. Look, these are soldiers. I'm sure they look like generals and colonels to me. When there's a war, the president does not just send the army, the Marines, the Air Force to attack. No. Before a war, everybody goes inside a war room. A war room. Everybody sits down, the commander-in-chief, the generals, all the branches, Army, Marine, Air Force, Special Forces, IT, the drones, everything is there. The finance. And it's the commander-in-chief who dictates what should be the plan. What do we have? What we do? What are the things you don't have? What are the obstacles? What are the challenges? Everything on the board. After that is done, what do? They create a plan. A plan to what? A plan to win the war. Nobody goes to war and expect to lose. None. Everybody has a strategic plan. So there are 5 stages of strategic planning. We can use it in our team here in AIM Global. Number 1, clarify your vision. When you bring your people together, before planning anything, you have to clarify to him and to everybody, why are you in this group? What is your vision? You know what vision means? Where are you headed? Vision is big. That's why Elias Muhuzi has the visionaries. Vision, it has to be big. We will be the biggest team in Africa. That's big. Now, what about the mission? The mission is the thing that can bring you to the vision. Okay, mission are events in your life, activities that will bring you to the vision. Everything must be aligned towards the vision. Nobody will do anything that is not in alignment with the vision. That's the mission. Okay? And how do we go about with the mission? Letter B. Gather and analyze information. You know, in war, the first thing they locate would be the enemy, right? The enemy. Where's the enemy? How big is the enemy? What are the capabilities of our enemy? They study the enemy. Now, in the book of Lu Tzu, in the Art of War, here's one principle he said. If you have an enemy, never underestimate them. Don't underestimate an enemy. Always overestimate. It's better to overestimate than to underestimate. Don't say that the enemy is weak. No. Assume they are strong. So what do we do? To defeat them, you have to gather information. Once the informations are in, analyze. Is this true or not? Okay? For example, I ask you now, in these pandemic days, in this difficult time in the world to do business, who do you think is the enemy? Who do you think, Cecilia, is the enemy? The enemy is not your competitor. Our enemy is not crowd one. Our enemy is not your cross lines. No. Your enemy is yourself. In this business, always, it's the self that is the problem. Once the leader has a problem in himself, I guarantee you, it will affect everybody negatively. But once the leader has conquered his personal enemy within, it has strong direction. Okay? Remember, define and describe the enemy within us. Laziness, alibis, procrastination, looking at another company, they look better, complaining. These are issues of the self. Greed. I cannot be patient. I am discontent. These are issues of the self. Once you gather them and you analyze it, and For example, I interview you. I ask these questions to you. How many hours do you put in our online business? He goes, 1. Okay, 1 a day. In Philippines, we make 12 hours per day online. The rest offline. So we gathered info, we analyzed the info, and then letter C, we formulate a strategy. We cannot formulate any strategy, any planning without analyzing information, because information is king. That's why in Facebook, that's their business, to give you information, not only to connect us to each other, but they gather data. Then you pay for that data, and Facebook promotes you to them. For example, I want to reach, I will post something tonight, and I want to have 10,000 people from Abuja, Mama Grace Place. I want 10,000 people from Abuja in the age of 18 to 25 to see my posting. I'm gonna pay them, and I will request to boost my post. And their office receives my money. They're happy, they made money, and they will get the information they have, the data. 10,000 young people living in Abuja. The next morning, one press of the button, ping, 10,000 people will see it. That's what we do. Formulate a strategy. Letter D, implement your strategy. It's one thing to formulate, it's another to implement. There are people very good in formulation, very good in making a strategy, but very poor in implementing. That's why we have a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. He executes what was planned by the board. He will execute. Okay? And implementation is something that is connected to you as a leader. If you cannot implement an instruction, you cannot implement a resolution, then we'll have a problem. Implementation has a technique. Okay? That's why we're the IE, the emotional, the EI, the emotional intelligence is very, very important here. Because not everyone are good with people. Some personalities are not designed to talk to people. That's why we get somebody to do the talking for us. Yes. Somebody to do the implementing, not you. You might be good in strategizing, but she is good with implementation. So that's her assignment. So find among your people who is the talker, who's the friend of everyone, who has the spirit that is cool and approachable. That's the guy who must implement what you have formulated. Okay? And lastly, evaluate and control. Somebody must get a data. Okay? Like what I told you earlier, John Kahukom, on his 150th day of daily online presentation, today, last July, they had 400 global packs. 400 in 1 month. Now August, and we're just finishing August, they have over 500 global packs already, all coming from the Zoom presentation. Mama Grace, it's every day. Same time, 2 p.m., Mary Ann. 2 p.m., they don't change channel. They don't change time. Every day, all the leaders come. Bring one, bring one. If you join today, tomorrow, there's a training how to bring one tomorrow. So those who joined last night can bring tomorrow and 150 days. That's no joke. It's science. It's a strategy. It's a formulated strategy. It's an implemented strategy. And now they're evaluating and controlling. They're now doing it well in the Filipino setting. On Sunday, they will open up Africa. Now they're going to Africa. And they're not going to just anywhere. No. They have strategy. They control it. If they say Lagos, Lagos. If they say Nigeria, Nigeria. They don't go Nigeria, Rwanda. No, no, no. The presentation is for Nigeria and for Lagos only. For several weeks. And then they move. Ibadan, then Rwanda. Then evaluate and control. Are we learning? You know, in 1975, here's a Filipino company story. You know, if you talk to Filipinos, I'm sure Grace has eaten here when you were in Manila, huh? Also Mary Ann. Tony TC and his family opened an ice cream parlor in Cubao, Quezon City. Sometime in 1978, he and his brothers and sisters engaged the services of a business strategist, not the relative, an employee, Manuel Lumba. He shifted the business focus from ice cream to burgers after his study showed that a much larger market was waiting to be served. Lumba became Tony's first business and management mentor. She did not become an employee, a partner now. Mr. Manuel Lumba is now a partner. Today, Jollibee Food Corporation. Do you remember this, Grace? This restaurant, the fast food, Jollibee. This is a very big company in the Philippines now. Huh? 1,300 Jollibee outlets worldwide with presence in Southeast Asia, Middle East, Asia, Hong Kong, Macau, North America, and Europe. Imagine, it's a Filipino company. How did it become so big? In 2019, they have a system-wide sales amounted to 243 billion pesos. I'm sure the Filipinas in this platform, the ones abroad, you know what Jollibee is. That's big business here. Very big. You know the franchise, Mama Grace? I think I'm still up to date. I hope. The franchise for you to have one is 50 million pesos. You want to own a restaurant? You pay Jollibee Foods 50 million pesos. They put up a store for you. Whoa. And I heard it's about 5 years to recover it. But the rest, you'll just make money. Number 4, the leader must have agility. Agile. I have to look at the dictionary what agility or agile means. I found out this kind of exercise in the gym is teaching you how to be agile. That's a definition. While planning is important, being able to adapt quickly is more critical. To be agile, we must move with speed, but also adapt and execute quickly. Remember what we say before? Timing is everything. If you have a good decision, but you implemented the decision too late, that good decision becomes bad. Timing is everything. Speed is connected to timing. If you cannot shift quickly, you will be left behind. As crises can come suddenly, agility will help us move with those changes. You know, like an athlete, there are 5 components connected with agility: balance, coordination, speed, power, and reaction time. Those 5 are important to an athlete, especially when your event is this one. You know, I love sports. I love football. I love basketball. But this one, I love. This is what you call a Ultimate Fighting Championship. That's a mixed martial arts. I saw this in Nigeria. Yeah. Okay. There's plenty now in Nigeria, mixed martial arts. In fact, there's one champion now. He's a Nigerian based in United Kingdom. Okay. What's my point? Look, this is a combination of boxing, wrestling, and grappling. You can even kick here. But there are rules. Look at these ladies. They fought for I watched this. Very nice. The one standing up is the defending champion. She was undefeated at this time. That opponent was very quick. In very few minutes, she was able to jump on her back, choke the champion on the neck, and embrace the champion with her both legs. So she's like, you know, she choked her. And the announcer was saying, oh no, Ronda Rousey is in a very dangerous situation because that lock is so tight. She is having difficulty breathing. I can say 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, she's gone. If she cannot remove this lock, you know, this lady tried to touch the arm, but the arm was so tight. So the commentator said she has very few seconds to decide. So she went to the legs. She removed the lock on the leg very speedily. And then she was able to throw the opponent down and she won the game. Wow. Wow. You know, I don't know what's happening in your business now. You might be choke. You might be feeling choke or difficult to move in your business. But think like Ronda Rousey. Decide quick. Adapt to a new situation, and you will learn. You know, in this sport, before I thought, oh, the guy's underneath, he might lose. No, even if the guy is underneath, he is waiting that the one on top will make a mistake. Then he can win. He can win. Huh? Okay, number 5. The leader must have effective communication skills. I hope we're learning. I'm about two points more than I'm done. Okay. The leader must have effective communication skills. Mama Grace, do you remember this guy? This is the former president, Ronald Reagan. And before he became US president, he was an actor, a successful actor, and then governor, and then president. And they say this president is the best communicator of all time. When he was in the White House, everybody felt loved. They know what to do. The communication is so fluid. Do you know in times of crisis, we send communications, whether verbally or non-verbally. Let's be careful with the communications we send when there is a crisis. Okay? 5 ways to communicate like Ronald Reagan. Number 1, clarity. You have to know what you want to say. Okay? Clarity. Open your mouth. Choose words to make it clear. Number 2, be consistent. If you said yes in the morning, you say yes in the afternoon and in the evening too. Remember what the Bible said? Let your yes be yes and your no be no. It's about consistency. If you keep on changing your communications, they'll doubt you. Number 3, creativity. Use illustrations, use allegory, use stories to emphasize what you want to say. Be creative. Use object lessons. The stories. He always carries an item. He's very creative when he speaks. Sometimes he brought a plant. A plant.
Wait. Oh, sorry, guys. You might have a problem with Coach John Guy's internet. Anyway, wait. Okay. So hope you learned from Coach John Guy. Yes. Are you still there, Coach?
Yes,
Nawala.
sorry. It's an internet problem. I think the fraud one is around our village now.
All right, welcome back.
Can I continue?
Yes, Coach.
Okay, let me just fix my PowerPoint again. There, share. There you go. There you go. So I'm into creativity already. And number 4, content. You have to prepare what you want to say. When I was in the seminary, we were taught for 3 years how to preach, how to teach. I remember my teacher telling us, always begin with 3 things in your mind. 1, introduction. And then conclusion. How do you conclude? Then you last to think the body. What do you want to say? Because very, very quick, if the content is attractive, in the first minute that I open my mouth, I can get your attention. And then the content will be coming later on. But the closing, before I think of the body of my talk, I already know how to do the closing. Okay? What story will I use? What quotation will I use? How will I land my talk to make it very clear, creative, and consistent to what I want to say? And lastly, connection. You know this connection? Connection is when you talk, like one-on-one, I talk to Jap, I call his name. I look in his eyes. You know, we Visayans, we love to touch. Well, we touch the hand, we touch the shoulder. And that's the way we are. Okay? Because we are connecting people. If you are talking and you don't look at the eyes, you're not connecting. If you're talking to a crowd and you only face one way, you've got to face the other. You play the stage, as they say. Go around. Okay? And these are the things Ronald Reagan mastered in life. That's why until his death, he was a very good communicator. This guy is the coach of the Boston Celtics now, Brad Stevens. I admire him because he's a very young man. He's the youngest coach in NBA. But look at the superstars, they're listening to him. Communication. Number 6, the leader must have a sense of spirituality. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. That's Mahatma Gandhi. Don't get me wrong. It's not religion. I had a session the other night, and an African, I don't know which country, made mention. Why do you mix business and religion? I said, Madam, no. We don't mix it. It's spirituality. Okay? We have different religions, but we have to respect spirituality from each one of us. Meaning, we will not cheat you. You should not cheat me. The standard of rightness and wrongness to be removed from us, all right. That's what Mahatma Gandhi espoused. And he was the one that proliferated the expression of your religion in a peaceful way and acceptance by all. Lastly, pray. There. When you pray, in times of crisis, people will see that you are a leader who believes in higher power. Yeah. You know, when you hear Doc Ed pray, you will cry. When you hear him leading in prayer in Tagalog, he sounds like a pastor. Yeah. And I often see them praying. Whenever we have a big decision in the company, he calls and says, let's pray. That's why the evening, it's their idea, Doc Connie's idea, that we pray every night. When the pandemic began, they talked to me, Coach, can you pray? So that shows, yes, we will do what we need to do, but there are things beyond our control. We believe somebody who's in control, God Almighty. Okay? So whatever religious affiliations you are in, we encourage you to pray, because those who trust in the Lord and those who wait on the Lord, those who pray, they will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run, not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Amen. Jobs, tapos na.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach John Guy, for this wonderful training and, of course, wisdom from you. And I'm sure everyone, probably you have your something bothering you or questions that you want to ask. Is it okay, Coach? At
Yeah,
least?
sure.
right. So if you have questions, there's leaders. You may now chat. Okay, you may now drop your questions there, both the online. Okay, if you are watching from our page, Facebook page, you can drop, and I will be the one to ask Coach John Guy. All right. Yes, it's bum. Okay. So of course, I would like also to acknowledge the presence here of Zangote, Mr. Zangote of Kano. Already want to beat Dangote. Ah. Zangote.
Yes, anyway, we encourage everybody to type in the comment section in here in our Zoom your questions that we can actually address for today's topic. Anything that you'd like to to ask coach. It's not all the time we get to have him for our training, so this is actually the right time we can bring up any questions that you have in mind, anything you'd like to ask, so that we can talk about it. And you might not know the question you're asking is going to be answered, or is going to answer the same questions. Your brothers and sisters are here also.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I am mostly in East Africa, my friends. That's why you don't see me a lot in the West, in Nigeria,
Yeah.
and we have very good trainers in Nigeria already. I am not invited there anymore. I am thrown in the East.
Wow, we are humbled, but we certainly want you with us also.
Uh,
Coach. Know that we all need you.
All right. So you may now ask Coach John Guy regarding about leadership, whatever you want, except products or money.
that's right. That's right. Tuod, tuod.
All right.